Hello everyone. Today I'll be recovering a Smogon World Cup match between U.S Northeast's Robjr versus U.S West's Valentine in the SMOU match. Looking at team matchup, Valentine decided to bring a hyper offense looking build with either screens Sash Lando and screens Coco, offensive gear Scarf Serp DD Zard and a Billy Jim Azumrul, or it could possibly be a defensive Landers Assault Vest Magirna core with Tapu Koko actually being offensive, not screens. And then Robjr decided to bring a more bulky offense type of build with a defensive Landers of AV Magirna. Looks to be a defensive Redamash. So Redamash puts in a lot of work versus his team better than Magirna, and the Landorus as Redamash beats the Garton. Val's Azumrul, this is a lot of work versus Val's Charizard, as combined with Landorus to beat the Charizard. Magirna kind of soak up hits from Val's own Magirna and the Serperior. So yeah, if Zardex could potentially do a lot of work once the Landorus is chipped and the Rotom is chipped as well. Plus 2 DDs, it pretty much just sweeps once these two are gone. So that's a potential endgame for Val. While Val kind of has to. If Rob's Ice Punch Lopunny, then he could probably put in some work with his Lop versus the Landorus. Lopunny just does a lot in this matchup, as the only thing that can outspeed is probably a Scarf Serp or a Aqua Jet priority Azumrul. So we're going to get into turn 1. Val leads Landorus. Val reveals HP Ice here, while Rob goes for Stealth Rock. So this probably means that Valentine is probably this Landorus is probably a defensive variant, meaning Magirna is probably Assault Vest or something of a bulky variant. While the Coco is offensive, not screens. Rob's gonna go for Stealth Rocks here, revealing that he is just regular defensive Landorus, as he was actually slower than this Landorus too. Go for Rocks, he's gonna reveal no item, so that means he's playing EMZ. Now, Rob has to switch out here because he wants to save the Landorus for the Charizard, so he goes hard into Rotom. Val reveals he's Defog, Landorus, getting rid of the rocks, making it easier for Charizard to come in. Val uses Tapu Koko as a pivot on the Scarf Rotom Wash. It's going to take 84%, which means that he is an offensive Scarf variant. This is very important to know, as Robjr's Rotom Wash not being defensive is going to make it harder for him to beat the Charizard, as he has a chipped Landorus in the HP Ice from turn 1, and the Azumrul is going to do a little bit more work, make it easy for Azumrul and the combination of other Pokemon to beat Rob's team. So Val knows he's Scarf, and so he's probably Specs Go or Pivot Go, and probably wants makes Rob wants to go to click Hydro Pump again, but no, Rob wants to switch out, as he knows the value of Rotom. He probably played around with the idea of what if Coco is Scarf Wild Charge, so U-turn, so he's gonna switch out into Landorus. So it's a roll for regular Serp to kill at Leaf Storm. Rob's probably thinking Valo's gonna risk the Serp losing to Flying MC, as that means he loses a lot of momentum, as well, you'll see later that the Serp is essential in the end game. This is probably Scar Serp looking at the team with the speed control, so you probably want to save it for Cardano if it is Scarf, and Lopunny as well to try to glare it before trying not to die. Val's just gonna glare here, and that means Zard's gonna have an easier time dealing with this Tornado, so it doesn't take Hurricanes before attacking. Val switches his own gear on Val's gear, who reveals to be Assault Vest. This lets him tries to come in. Once Val knew that his Rob's Rotom Wash was not defensive variant, he could just go into Charizard for free and just click Flare Blitz, and he will do so right here. When the lander switch in, it's going to be a 2-hit KO. He's going to take Rocky Helmet damage too. Val's going to switch into his Rotom here. Rob switches into his Rotom here. Val goes for Dragon Claw as he just wants to take the recoil damage from the lander, since he knows how good Zard X is in this matchup. Serp comes in on the Scarf Hydro Pump as Rob tried to killing the Zard X, or on predicting a Coco Sack or chipping the Magearna. Either way, Val's best play is to go into Serp there. Val knocks off the Tornadus' Rocky Helmet, making it easier for Zardax to come in and just not take less recoil, because his Robjr needs double Rocky Helmet. So when Val clicks on an attack versus the Tornadus in order to beat it with Zardax, he won't take the added Rocky Helmet percentage. Rob's just gonna turn here. So Rob should try to get you rocks up in this position, and just try to pressure the landers as much as he can, so the Zardax can't really come in. He might be able to defog with the Scarf Superior, Glare knockoff, Leaf Storm, maybe HP Fire, but Val's gonna go with his own Lendo here, and Rob wants to Earthquake because he knows that tries to put in range of a potential Cardano attack or Lopunny high jump kick range, as Lopunny's high jump kick is not going to kill from that range from the Magearna. Rob's gonna go for HP Ice, trying to kill off the lander. Val's gonna go try to HP Ice, trying to kill off the landers. Rob clicks knockoff on the Valentine's landers, reveals he's Yachi Berry, not Sash. So now it's kind of confirmed that it's a defensive core. Val's gonna try to threaten out Tornadus out with a potential Flare Cannon or electric type of move. Rob wants to defog here, just to get the rocks off, so he can get landers back in for a final time. And potentially Zardax will switch in, so that the rest of his Pokemon don't have to take rocks damage to the Rotom. Rob's gonna go for defog even with the Serp, but it doesn't really matter, because Zardax comes back in. And now Rob's just gonna sack the landers. Zardax just takes the Rocky Helmet on Val's side. Val's gonna go to his own Landorus here. Rob's gonna take this opportunity to return and chip the landers as much as he can. Val gets the Stealth Rocks up. Val reads this nicely and thinks that thinks that Val is going to sack off the Landorus, but no, Val is just gonna preserve it. Probably for Lopunny to come back in again, and a sack fodder or Cardano sack fodder, so it doesn't just come in and click versus him. Val goes into Assault Vest Magearna. Important thing to note is Valentine's Magearna has no its Volt Switch, so important thing to note is Robjr has no Electric Immune. So he's just free to click Vault Switch. Uh, so, and Cortana is not essentially the best switching to a Vault Switch, or to any Magirna really, because you kind of want to save this, and just let something faster to come in on a Vault Switch too. So you're pretty much forced to stay in if you're on Magirna, allowing the Zardex to come in for free. This turn, Vel goes Charizard Dex, the most threatening Pokemon, just gonna kill off the Scarf Rotom to minus 12% because Rotom doesn't run much HP on max special attack, the recoil, and now he goes. Rob goes to Lopunny to try to kill off the Zardex that's just threatening the rest of his team heavily. Val knows this, so he's gonna go into his Landorus to just sponge up the return. Now he's gonna go into Magirna, knowing that at a -1, his Lopunny cannot kill the Magirna. And it's also for him of a Flurkan, because Rob knows he kind of needs this in the endgame. The kind of just pretty much outspeed everything once the Serp's gone, and just killed everything. With the Cortana as well. Val's gonna go back and Volt Switch, just brings in the Zardex again. So Val can potentially go for an Earthquake, predicting Robjr to stay in if he just wants to sack this off. But Val's actually gonna go for the Flare Blitz right here, knowing that Rob kind of wants to save this Magirna, as it's the only Magirna switch in to Val's own Magirna. Well, Rob probably thought you don't want recoil on your Zardex, so you could probably perfect. So if you're Rob, you're looking at this Charizard right now, and you're thinking, oh, Zardex is almost gone. But you're kind of perplexed. You're thinking, what's these last 2 moves? It should be Dragon Dance and Roost. Because if you didn't go for Earthquake there, then what's this last 2 moves? I could have went for a Dragon. Val could have went for a Dragon Claw there, but there was no need to on Magirna. That's just kind of unnecessary. Plus Flare Blitz pretty much is your best all-over recovery, so it's the best play to make. Val sees this opportunity to sack the Coco on the Lopunny switch in after the Tornadus dies. Next change, Lopunny's not going to KO from this range, it's going to do 58. Val lets his Magirna die here to Lopunny. A jump kick allowing the Scarf Superior to come in and just click Glare or Leaf Storm from this range. Val probably wanted to use Flash Cannon just to make sure Superior's Leaf Storm, it just comes in and is at a range where it kills the Lopunny. Magirna comes in now. So this is very important. Valentine cannot sack this, as it's the only Pokemon outspeeding Cortana. Because if you click Ice Beam here on the Superior, then you try to Flare Blitz the Magirna because you didn't. Your last 2 moves are unrevealed. Maybe Roost Dragon Dance. That means you have to take recoil versus the Magirna because you're just gonna flare anyways. If you go Azumarill here, you're going to go Cortana. You're gonna click Leaf Blade probably, and it's gonna be. And if he's banded, it's gonna pretty much do a lot. So that's just a lot of things to consider. This is a tense endgame, as Val cannot stay in, so he's just gonna go into his Azumarill. Rob goes for the coverage move. It hits both Serp and the Zardex play. That's pretty obvious that I was going to go to Azumarill, but there's no point to go hard Cortana on a +2 Superior. Cortana's going to come in. Okay, so this is a very pivotal play. To find out why because now Rob's Pokemon is now choice locked. No longer choice locked. It was choice locked before. It was choice banned. Now you're going to see Valentine just sack off the zoom roll, Val can go hard Charizard as pretty much if he goes Charizard, he's gonna end up losing to the Magearna and the Kartana. If you go Superior on a potential Smart Strike, then you just lose to this non-choice Scarf Kartana. Well, not choice Spend Kartana anymore. You're just gonna use the combination of Sacred Sword and Smart Strike, so you can't go Surf there. So we're gonna see a +1 beast boost from the Kartana. Go Surf now, trying to paralyze the Kartana, because if you know that knockoff is gonna do nothing, Leaf Storm is not gonna Oko the Kartana, allowing Mega Charizard X to come in and just go Fair Blitz. So what you want to do in this position is just clear the Kartana so he doesn't have to beat the Charizard X. Now you click Smart Strike. You're up +2. This is a fighting position. This is a very important turn. If Valentine is Roost, you have to Roost here. Kartana could just stay in and click a Sacred Sword on the Roost. If it is, you only lose 16%, but you still end up winning if you're Val. So you're thinking, oh, you could just Flare Blitz here for free. But if you Flare Blitz on the Magearna, you're going to lose the recoil. Lose recoil. And if you do the calc, Assault Vest, Magearna, Flare Blitz is 40 at max, at 58%. It does 23%. So the stakes are high in on this turn. Robjr makes the correct play in switching out to Magearna, because technically from his position he was thinking, oh, Valentine just loses here because he just Flare Blitz my Magearna. That's actually 53% after rocks. Yeah, so it's a guaranteed recoil Oko with his paralyzed Kartana, and he just wins. But Val actually reveals something interesting here. So Val knows that Kartana is paralyzed. He can't Flare Blitz the Magearna. If he does, he'll technically lose. Pointed Stones come in to play as well. So yeah, you're gonna be left at 2 HP. 2 HP after the recoil. He's gonna Earthquake here. Here, Val reveals Earthquake. A very nice play. I forgot to take into account the Stealth Rocks before, so Val's play was always to Flare Blitz and Flare Blitz again, and he would win. And he's gonna Flare Blitz here. The Kartana's recoil is only gonna do 15%. But this is a very nice endgame. Valentine, props to him. From this position, on turn 34 to turn 35, this is the best time for Rob to win, because if you want to consider the amount of 50-50s that go on, if let's see, Val didn't reveal his last move, being Roost or Dragon Dance, he doesn't reveal it, so you want to think he is going to Roost here. And because you want to Roost in order for Flare Blitz to kill and one still living recoil. Because you probably want to. But the problem is if Val Roosts here, Rob can click +2 Sacred Sword and just kill off the Megazard X, because it's going to do 77%. And if you want to consider Val Earthquaking the Magearna was a nice read, and he revealed it to the end. Rob tried to maybe 53% on Megure and a 52% shorter rounds up. It's enough to kill the Charizard X, but not after rocks. So uh, he went for Earthquake, and Earthquake actually does not kill Kartana. Earthquake from Zardex only does 39%, so technically Rob could have won this game. So it was a very tough turn for Rob. This is probably the highlight of the match, turn 35. Like I said before, props to Valentine for winning this. It took a lot of time to know how much recoil damage you have to be at in order to survive. You have to know and when to reveal your set or not, as Rob predicted an Earthquake before, and Val didn't decide to reveal it, and that really convinced Rob's mentality to stay in. That's or not stay in, not to switch out with his Kartana here, because he's thinking there's no way he Val as Earthquake, because that's why exactly why Rob didn't want to stay in. So that's a very nice job by Valentine by not revealing his set too early in the game, allowing him to just kind of play with Rob's thinking and strategy, allowing him to cop out the win for U.S West over U.S East in this round 1 of World Cup. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. I'll be coming with more.